Hello, Hariom everyone. Welcome to the fresh show of Sanskriti and Sanskar. Today we would be uh, playing the episode number 19, which is live, as you see. Today we are having a very interesting topic for which I would request Dr. Renu Mehtani, our guest speaker today, to please join us for the show.
Mr. Vishal, thank you so much. Greetings to everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this warm.
Welcome, Dr. Renu Mehtani. We are very pleased to have you on our show today, and people across the world would, be benefited out of this show for sure. Thank you for coming and accepting our invitation. I would introduce. Thank you so much. I would introduce Dr. Renu Mehtani in briefly. So she has a long introduction, but I'll try to squeeze up everything so that everybody knows whom we are, listening to tonight. So Dr. Renu Mehtani is a consulting physician specializing in chronic diseases. She is also an yoga therapy consultant. Her credentials are too long. I'll just name few of them. She's an MBBS in MD. She has also done FMNM from USA, which she'll be elaborating in the show later. She's also associated with ITRAID from Brazil. Also, she is International Associate for Yoga Therapy, which is called IAYT. She's also founder of Autoimmunity Treatment Center, which is based in Pune. Also, she's a founder and started a wonderful organization called Param Yoga, which is again based in Pune. She is also an author. She has authored books called Power Pranayam and Power of Posture. These two books she has written. She is an orator also on various medical and empowerment topics. And the best part about her introduction is, she's her charming personality. She's been Mrs. Pune in 1997. It's a great thing. Yeah. Also, she's a goodwill ambassador to US from Rotary International. She's also member of various prestigious organizations like Indian Medical Association, IIM Bangalore, and many few other prestigious organizations. Welcome again, Dr. Renu Mehtani, to the show.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you for the kind introduction.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Now I would invite Dada Dayal Harjani, Akka Dadu Zen, to please join us and start the question and answer and just an opening note. Welcome, Dada.
Thank you, Vishal, for the lovely introduction for Dr. Mehtani. Welcome, Dr. Renu Mehtani. I would like to welcome you sincerely to our show. Swagatam.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to me to get this opportunity through you all. It's a privilege actually. So thank you so much.
आपको दिल से स्वागतम. हृदय से स्वागतम. So before I start today's questioning answers, I would like to share with the viewers Man Ki Baat. Vishal, आज मन की बात कहेंगे, not Kabir Sahib. This is a poem I wrote many years ago, and ये हमारी दुनिया की समस्या की बात है, तो हम एक थोड़ा क्षण में ये बात करेंगे. ये आपको what is that? Offer. How do you say offer in Hindi?
प्रस्तुत करेंगे.
हाँ, प्रस्तुत करेंगे. Thank you. Okay, the poem goes like this. गुनाहों का भंडार, गुनाहों का है भंडार, है सर पर सवार, है सर पर सवार, अपनी गलती का कभी करे न स्वीकार, अपने को समझे मैं बड़ा होशियार, औरों की निंदा और नीचा दिखाकर करे लोगों का अपमान, अहंकार के नदी में डूबकर करे सिर्फ ये अपना ही सम्मान. This short introduction of a poem that summarizes the situation of the world today, the conflict and all the problems that are happening, a simple ego problem of this kind. Anyway, now I would like to start the show by talking to our great, our honorable guest speaker,
Call me
Dr.
Renu, please. Dada, just call me Renu. I like that more.
See?
Call me by my name, Renu. That's fine.
Okay, no problem.
Please. Yeah.
Jai Shri Ram. Okay, shall I start my question, first question of the day?
Sure.
Okay, my first question is, since we have been talking about posture and breath posture, what do you mean by correct posture? What is your explanation of that? Please.
Yeah, sure. Good question, Dada, because the moment we say the word posture, everybody just sits up straight and they think
Correct.
they've done the job.
Like I'm
But it
sitting now.
involves much more than that. Basically, it's about the alignment between different bones of the body. They have to be in a particular line in relationship to each other, the way nature has designed. And when they go out of line, malalignment, then the
Hmm.
posture also goes haywire. So, very simple definition of posture would be bringing our bones in right relationship to each other, the way nature has designed. And it could
Okay.
be the bones of any part of the body.
Hmm. So alignment. Can you say alignment
Alignment.
of the vertebrae or what? How do you?
Vertebrae, yes, definitely. When it comes to the spine, it is a vertebrae. When it comes to, let us say, our knee joint, it would be the right alignment between the thigh bone and the leg bone. Similarly, right alignment between the bones of the neck. So, everywhere there is a designated position. If it goes out of place due to muscle problems, injuries, then we get aches and pains on that particular joint where the alignment is lost. So, it's everywhere in the body. And we'll
Okay.
see very soon, yeah, in a very practical way.
But can you say anything more about correct posture, or this is it?
Sure, I thought I will show our audience some of the wrong postures because many times we have to know the wrong thing first to understand the right
Okay.
thing.
So then, in
So,
that case, what would be the common faults or mistakes that we make in our day-to-day posturing of our lives? So
sure.
you can start, and we'll listen to you.
Thank you, Dada. So, can I request Pradeep to please start the show? It's a very interesting PowerPoint show with no text, only material, huh? Only pictures. So, this slide is showing how we are nowadays too dependent on the furniture we sit on. As you can
Hmm.
see in this picture, how this lady is literally, rounded, sitting all curved on the chair. If not the back of the chair, we want support of our hands or the side of the chair. And this is one very, very common error we are doing unknowingly. And definitely with the coming up of luxurious sofas, which are so soft that we literally sink inside them. Sink means ghus jate hain. So then the
Hmm.
bones go out of line. Let's see the next one. You can see how this young boy is sitting all rounded in a hurry, eating food, talking on the phone, and you can see what's happening to his spine. The bones are pressed in a wrong way, they have lost the alignment, and the cushion, which is called as a disc, nature has given a disc between two bones of the spine to sort of like a shock absorbing mechanism. So these discs are getting pressed out, and obviously they are going to trigger some pain in his body because the bones have gone out of line. I'll show you one more. Now, see how this, let us use the word old time man, can sit so nicely on the floor. I'm sure we'll appreciate how his head, neck, spine are in one line, right? And this is beautifully said in Bhagavad Gita. I'm talking to a very august crowd. Lord Krishna says, Samam Kaya Shiro Griva. Samam Kaya Shiro Griva means all in one line. That would be the right posture, even mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. And see how there's a beautiful 90-degree angle between the spine and the thighs. How many of us can really sit like this on the floor? And this is how we sit in the next picture you can see. All rounded, all distorted, isn't it? Now see, All these changes have happened, obviously, because the technology becomes thinner, but man is becoming more and more loose and lax when it comes to the muscles of the body. So the tone, the muscles need a baseline strength in them. We have lost it because of too much dependence on the furniture, sitting habits, even food habits for that matter. And then look here, another posture error that we do. If you look here, computer is there in all the four pictures, which is fine. We are living in that era now. And how each and every picture shows the head going ahead of the body, right? The head is out of line. That one line alignment of the head, neck, spine is not there at all. And obviously, this loss of posture at the neck will give neck pain to the person. And then we may attribute it to any reason, but it can be very simply corrected, which we are going to see very soon. All right, Dada. So I think this is a little glimpse of the wrong postures that we tend to adapt. And the right would be coming in line, bringing ourselves to one line. I hope it explains. And then we'll talk about it in each zone of the body as we move ahead. Pradeep, yeah. We can get back to the screen, I think, then we can project the slides further. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other slides you have to show us, or this is it?
Another slides based on your questions. Huh? So this was just to show some of the wrong postures we adopt unknowingly. Sitting on the sofa. See, now, in olden times, there was no backrest to the chair. They would sit on the floor, or they would sit on what we call in Sindhi a sanduli. Like it was just a wooden chalk hut. They would sit on it. Yeah. So they had no support to sort of rest back and adopt all wrong postures. So we are going out of line because of that and lack of awareness. I think it's all about getting aware of it. And once we know, half the problem is solved by knowing and then adapting some tips which we are going to come to.
Okay, then I'll let you, before I ask questions, let us finish your side of the story. And then we'll try to see what we can ask for the benefit of the public. So then, can you talk about the right sitting posture?
Sure, that will be great. So Pradeep, can I get the slides, please? Right, thank you. So now let's move on to how do we sit correctly. The top horizontal line, if you see, right? The first picture is a good sitting posture. You can see how the head, neck, spine are in one line. Okay. Now this would be a wrong posture, like you saw that boy talking on the phone, eating the McDonald's burger at the same time. See here how the back is getting over rounded, right? And there's another wrong posture which we adopt in sitting, and that is over lifting our chest up, right? We over lift the chest up, and in that process, what happens is the lower back is now getting overarched, right? And in this overarching, once again, the discs are getting pinched in a different direction from behind. And I must tell you, my dear friends on screen, this is so common nowadays. This problem is so common. And just correcting this, we have helped many people even overcome surgeries who were advised disc removal surgeries. Just teaching them the right posture and adopting it round the clock has turned the table. So now, let's look at this another example of sitting on a car seat. Because nowadays we drive, and many places we have to go on long drives to reach our office, reach the work. And the car seats play a very important role in posture and, let us say, pain generation or pain management. Car seats usually, they are such that the angle is less than 90 degrees. I mean, you can see my hands. It's less than 90 degrees, right? And then when you sit in this position for long driving, it puts a lot of pressure on the back, right? So to avoid this, we take a cushion, as you can see here in the last part of the slide, and we keep a cushion and sit on it. The common tendency is to put a bulge behind the back. You get those special attachments to a car seat nowadays, which create a bulge. And honestly, they don't help, because just imagine, majority of us are having overarched backs nowadays, and you're pressing this by putting the bulge behind. It doesn't really help. What is needed, we have seen, is putting a cushion, and the cushion can be as simple as, I kept it by my side. See, this is a simple cotton cushion. It's not a soft pillow. It's made out of pure cotton. Just keeping it on the car seat or the chair of the office can really help elevate problems and bring us back into the right order. All right.
Got it.
Yeah, I would love to show this to my friends. Let's see how the olden time chairs used to be. Right? This is how people would sit in the office.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like that sanduli. And the back is a wooden thing which is straight and firm. There is no
Correct.
softness, there is no cushion, there is no possibility that one can sink inside the furniture. And in today's time, we can achieve it. I tell you, the is a dining table chair. A dining table chair. Because these chairs are made out of pure wood, and they ensure a 90-degree angle between the back and the seat. And one can easily keep a cushion on this and sit. I remember once in my own family, somebody had a very bad back issue, and this relapse was there. I just requested to change the office seat. We go for very expensive ones. We spend lots of money to buy the so-called ergonomic chairs. But the point is, if we know the right alignments, we can sit on any chair and make it suit the way the body needs it. Even in an ergonomic chair, if I'm sitting all slouched and wrong, what will the chair do? What can the chair do? Right? So, dining table chair, we changed it, and you won't believe the person. And of course, other things we taught, the person is absolutely pain-free. The disc pain is gone, the sciatica is gone, and surgery to bahut badi baat hai. All right, look at the bed here also in this slide. This is a bed with a 90-degree back. So if somebody is sitting on the bed and watching TV, there should be no slouching. One can actually keep a cushion and sit on the cushion, because usually the mattress of the beds are very soft or soft, semi-soft. So sitting on a cushion will help ease out too much pressure from the back. Simple tips that we can apply in our sitting. Even sitting on the floor, instead of sitting directly on the ground, sitting on a cushion. This cushion is very, very, very useful. Sitting on a cushion, or for example, there are chairs, right? Many times we go to a temple, there's a puja going on, we sit on a chair, or there are stairs. So one sits on one stair and the legs are at the lower level, lower stair. So that automatically gives the lift of a cushion. And here you can see how a cushion has been kept on the chair also, sitting on a cushion to ease out things on the back. So I think this is enough insight for sitting right, isn't it? So we have to,
So can I ask you some question regarding the right sitting posture?
Right.
To round off this particular subject. You were mentioning about the sandali and that you can keep any type of cushion behind, right? But in the other chairs, there is a curvature kind of thing. So do you think that curvature cannot come so easily if you just keep an ordinary cushion?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, like right now I'm sitting, I have somehow stopped taking support of the back, whether the chair has it or not. And I find this very useful to keep my muscles active, because when I sit without a support, the muscles of my body, they become active and they bring the bones in place. You can compare this with bricks and cement. You know how we make a wall in a building? We cement the bricks to keep them in place. So the bricks are like our bones and the muscles are like the cement. So if the cement is strong, the bones will remain in place. Unfortunately, when we take too much of support, our muscles go on a holiday, Sunday mood. They're not working. They go on a Sunday. But the moment I sit straight, they come on a Monday mood. They become active. So these are you don't need a back support, honestly. We don't need it.
So all these new kind of inventions about chairs are really not working.
We need awareness, Dada,
Yes,
everywhere.
just a
Awareness is the key.
psychological impact is there that we are
Yeah,
sitting on
yeah.
what do you call it?
And
Agro chair.
ergonomic, and then we spend a lot of
Chairs.
money, so that also brings the, what should I say, the feeling that,
So,
oh, I've spent so much money, the chair
so
has to be.
moral of the story is that you can sit on a flat back
Yeah.
chair
Dada, even
without
those
without any
plastic
cushion
chairs,
also. Without any
sorry, Dada,
cushion.
for interrupting you, but even those plastic chairs which we commonly see, if you look at the chair, they have a little dip in the sitting area, a dip. So you keep a cushion there. In that typical plastic chairs also, keep a cushion, sit on it, or come to the front part of the chair and sit straight. Why
Yeah,
do we need to go at the back? Let the body
exactly.
sink down and sit. Come
I'm
sit in the
sitting on now on the front part of the chair, so I'm
right.
more alert now.
Yeah, and our mind is also alert, I'm sure. We can't sleep off, right?
But I've seen one thing that when people go to satsang and they do kirtan and all, their back is so bent, and many people after the satsang kirtan they complain about their gas problem, health
Yes,
problems, and things
yes,
like that. Now,
yes.
in that case, there are no chairs there in satsang, right? I mean, no, on the floor. So, would you recommend somebody or people to raise their level by putting a cushion and then sitting on the cushion?
Absolutely, Dada. Absolutely.
Then automatically
And
they'll get the posture
absolutely. They will,
curvature.
yes.
So,
In fact, I will request you all
what
to
is
try it at home and see how comfortable the back becomes when you sit on a cushion. See
so
the
in
magic of
yoga classes and satsangs, we should recommend all of them to sit on a cushion, thick cushion, like
Yeah,
two or
not
three inches.
too thick, a medium cushion which is firm. The quality of the cushion should be firm. It should not be hard. It should not be
Yeah.
very soft that the body is sinking down inside.
So, if I were to sit on a cushion, then would you recommend me to sit in the front part instead of the back part of the cushion?
You mean
Suppose
the
a
cushion?
cushion is,
You can
yeah,
sit
cushion
on the
is
center of
uh,
it, Dada.
1 foot, 1 feet by 1 feet. So we should
Hmm.
sit in the center
Yeah, yeah,
in a sukhasan.
yes, in the center,
You can
center.
sit on sukhasan instead, dead center.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that by sitting wrongly, the prana of the person gets the flow of the prana in the 72 nadis get affected, and eventually this leads to some kind of organic failure or depletion of energy in that particular organ and sickness.
Definitely, Dada.
So that means it is imperative or mandatory for everybody to take care of their posture and become aware of it and not sit in any curved position or slouching position.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely. You
Oh,
put it very well, Dada. Very well.
so in that
Physically
case,
and energetically. Yeah.
so then I come to my fourth question about right posture of standing. Now, many
Ah,
people cannot even stand correctly. I don't know what goes on in the standing posture. So maybe you can elaborate the different postures, right postures
sure,
for
Dada.
people standing.
Sure. Pradeep, slide, please. Okay, so let's move on to. Oh, I missed this point. Dada, can I just go a little off
Yeah, go
track
ahead, yeah,
because this
please.
is related to
This is
sitting.
our satsang posture I've seen.
Yeah, so now if you look here, that computer position, remember the head was ahead of the body. This is so common. And people land up with neck pain. And they think they have cervical spondylosis. Not really. If they can just glide the head back, it has been so helpful. Maybe I can show it to you on screen. Hold on. Let me come on the side for that. Okay. So now, if I have to sit wrong, my head is like this.
Hmm.
And how do I correct it? I need to just take it back. How a pigeon does, forward, backward, forward. So we have to take it, glide it back, and keep the chin parallel to the earth. And that's the way we are supposed to be. We have forgotten it and we have lost it. So it's like restoring back how our ancestors used to be, and we will find better health. So this also becomes a very important step for health of the spine because neck and spine are deeply interrelated. Now I'll move on to the standing stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So when it comes to standing, it is important because wrong standing is going to affect first what? Our knee joints. It's the knee joints which get affected. Sorry. Yeah. And our feet are honestly our foundation, right? It's the, what do you call it? A knee, the ground foundation on which the whole body is structured. So how we keep the feet matters. Now this slide shows some of our wrong standing habits. As you can see in the first one, the weight of the body is on one leg and the other one is kept lax, bent. So the whole weight has gone on one leg. Okay. Ideally, the weight should be equally divided on both the feet, on both the legs. Then the second one shows a very common wrong standing habit. Here the girl is standing on, taking the weight on both the feet, but her feet are turned out. They're turned out. If you can see, they're turned out.
Yeah.
And in this position, the weight bearing axis of the body, we call it the weight bearing axis. It goes out of line. And which joint comes in that line? Knee joint. And we start getting knee pain. Yeah. Let's see a little more in detail. We can compare this standing to, let us say, railway track legs. How is a railway track? It is always parallel. Just think, if the two railway tracks are not parallel, what will happen to the train? The train will get derailed.
Correct.
Same thing happens with our body. So if we are standing with feet turned out like a V, our structure above goes out of line or it gets derailed. So the very important point is we should stand on parallel feet. In fact, I will request you to look at the feet of young children when they learn to walk or when they are walking. Nature brings them on this planet with parallel feet. They all have parallel feet. It's only we with time, with lack of awareness, or we are so engrossed in other issues of life, we forget the ground correct basics. So we need to stand like a railway track. You can see how a railway track is parallel. Our feet are supposed to be parallel. So this is tip number 1 for standing. There's one more tip, which is equally important. And that is, this one. Now, this is called as locking of the knees. If you look in the picture, the knees have been pushed back way beyond where they are supposed to be. Ideally, the knee should be above the ankle, somewhere here, but it has been pushed too much back. And we all do it unknowingly. We all do it, right? And why it happens nowadays? Because all these muscles, and then there are something nature has provided to stabilize the knee. They are called as ligaments. We hear of ligament tears in people after accident or after playing football or whatever. So these ligaments are like cement to keep the knee joint aligned. Now with time, with our lifestyles, these ligaments become lax. Lax means loose. And they can't hold the knee in the right position. And the knee starts getting pushed way beyond where it is supposed to be. And then what happens? Inside the knee, we have a cartilage. This cartilage is getting crushed in that process. And we don't realize it doesn't happen overnight. It's building up over years and years, and then pain starts coming up. Climbing the stair, there is pain. Climbing down, there is pain. People complain of all these things. Then there are tuck-tuck sounds coming from inside the knee because the joint space of the knee where the cartilage is supposed to be is getting damaged. The cartilage is damaged, the bones start approximating each other, and we get all the pain. So tip number 2 is to stand with unlocked knees. We don't push them back. We slightly soften them and bring them forward. And then again, we are not doing anything unusual. We are doing how the body is supposed to be. Nature has designed the knee to be above the ankle in one line and not to get pushed behind the ankle, right? So this is something very important. And again, it really helps, really, really helps people to come out of the issues. So
Okay.
parallel feet and unlock knees in today's time, 2024 and beyond.
Okay, so can I shoot out a question now on the way of
Sure,
sitting and standing?
sure, sure.
My mind is running towards, at cocktail parties, the ladies sit down with, the way they sit down, and the men sit down. And then some men are already shaking their knees and their feet. Do you have anything to say to them? How does a lady sit down, and how do like one man will sit with a leg, a right leg on his left knee, right? So is that a good posture, or like Satya Sai
Honestly, no.
is like that? What do you think of those kind of postures?
So that, see, when we cross one leg over the other leg, I wish I can
Right.
show it to you. Difficult to show. Suppose this is my leg and I'm crossing it. So the weight distribution has gone out of line, where you're putting more weight on one knee, and that is the knee on which the other leg is kept, and the top leg which is placed on it. You try it at home,
Right.
everyone. You will realize that your leg turns out when you're
Right.
doing it. And this turning out is happening where the fulcrum is the knee joint, and the ligament there inside the knee is getting strained. So ideally, we sit with uncrossed feet, parallel feet on the ground. Here
All
also,
the time. Everyone.
absolutely, absolutely. And we don't have to sit with legs spread out. They have to be parallel. Like we
Parallel.
stand, parallel thighs, parallel knees, parallel legs. And that
But in
shaking of the leg which you mentioned, Dada, that is all an anxious mind. That's a
yeah,
mind showing its speed, the mental speed, the
yeah,
anxiety.
restlessness. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen
restlessness.
many
It's a
people
restless.
shaking their hands and their feet, you know,
Yeah,
rolling about rock and roll in their legs.
yeah.
But the other thing that comes to my mind is while jogging or walking, we have not discussed that in the standing aspect. How
Yeah.
does, what is the pressure on the knee while jogging and playing sports? So,
That's a
how
great
does
question.
one take care of that situation? After this, I'll hand over to Vishal
Yeah,
after
sure.
this so that he's anxious to build up many questions already, I think.
Yeah.
So, go ahead,
So
doctor.
when we jog, the weight, when we jog, we land on the feet. The weight
Right.
should come on the toes, not on the heels.
Okay,
So,
got it.
yeah, on the toes. Our toes, when the toes means the front part of the foot, that those muscles are strong, our knees are strong. Unfortunately, in our daily walking habits, we are putting more weight on the heel and
Yeah,
less on the toes. We
true.
thud on the heels, treadmill, tuck, 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 tuck. So we have to, when we jog, we land on the toes. That's very important. And two, we should not be dragging the feet and running, running, running. There should be no dragging. There has to be the muscle strength to have that bounciness, that springiness in the running. And if it's not there and somebody is literally dragging the feet and running, it's an indication that the muscles are weak. Please, that person should do some muscle strengthening exercises, strengthen the muscles, and then keeping that in mind, go on jogging, landing on the toes. In fact, Dada, there's a very nice, sorry, Puchi, Haji.
Yeah. So, you mentioned about the heel. But when we were in the, in NCC, the army type of, in college, we used to put our heel first, left, right, left, right. So how does that fit in with your,
That is
guidance?
marching, Dada.
Not to
That
put
is
pressure
marching.
on the
We are
heel.
not jogging. Yeah, we are marching. But I must tell you that those days, our muscles were much stronger than what they are today. And people who are in the NCC or in the NDA, they are made to do so many exercises that their muscles are tight. They are not lax like ours.
Hmm.
It's a different quality or texture of the muscles also. So, and by the way, young people, when say my son, right, who's now 30, and I see it in so many other young boys, their muscles are tight. And that is hormonal also. They have more of a hormone which keeps the muscles strong and tight. So there, Because the muscles are tight, it doesn't lead to the harmful effect of lax muscles when we thud the heels. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that comes with my last question. Then, what do you think of women who wear high heels? How does that fit in with your standing posture?
Correct.
And
Well,
what
Dana, there are many types of high heels, and it's a very good question. Uh, Sometimes when the ladies are wearing high heels and they are locking the knees, that's bad. So they have to remember that you do wear high heels, but don't lock your knees. Keep the knees a little forward. And there are some heels which take the weight of the body on the toes, although they are high heels, but the weight is on the toes. So then it doesn't really have that much a negative impact. So the point is, we should
okay.
not be locking the knees. In fact,
Hmm.
the models, when they are taught how to do ramp walking, or what should I say, they're taught how to walk correctly. They are asked to keep a book on the head and told to walk so that the book doesn't fall. And if we try to do it, put a book and walk, you realize all the muscles in our lower body, the hips, the thighs, the legs, we contract them so that the book doesn't fall. So we bring back the tone in our weak muscles. So if
Correct.
somebody has tone in the muscles, no problem. And these models and all are fit with all the exercises that they do. And I
So,
must tell one very interesting point. When children are learning to walk, have you noticed they walk on the toes
yeah,
naturally? Yeah.
correct.
And we parents correct them. Tik se chalo. Bring your heels down. The fact is, nature is teaching them to make their leg muscles strong by walking on the toes. So when we walk in yoga, there's a practice toe walking, a nice warm-up exercise done in yoga classes where we are made to walk on the toes. So the point is, toe muscles being strong helps to keep the legs and knee joints in order and stronger. So toe walking.
Okay. So I want to recap.
Yeah.
While sitting, for men and ladies, would you of course it may not be suitable for today's modern ladies going to cocktails and parties, but would you think that if we were to sit in Sukhasan, that is the best way of posture of sitting? Would you think that?
Absolutely. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, it's a great posture, but we can't sit
Even
like that
while
in
sitting
parties.
and eating on the chair,
Yeah.
it would be better to sit with cross-legged.
Yes, absolutely.
That would be good, right?
Yeah, the Japanese people sit in Vajrasan as they eat food.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's
Vajrasan is
very
another
good.
great one to enhance digestion. And in olden times, we didn't have dining tables. People would sit on the floor and eat food. And
Correct.
when we sit cross-legged and eat food, we create activation of the parasympathetic nervous system in the body. The sacral nerves get activated, and that enhances the digestive capacity. So there's a
Okay.
science behind everything which has been traditional.
Okay, great. If I remember something, I'll come back, but now I'll give Vishal the
So,
mic.
Thank you.
Go ahead and ask the last question, 4 questions or whatever.
Sure, sure,
Vishal,
sure.
please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is. It was very insightful. We were talking about standing and sitting, all those things. But the main aspect which I wanted to discuss or maybe ask you, which will be very useful for users as well. So normally people sleep about 6 to 8 hours a day in 24 hours. So that comes to about 25 to 30% of the days people are normally sleeping. So when they are sleeping, there are many things attached to it, like the pillow. Then you have the quality of the mattress, the thickness of the mattress. And these days, this mattress business has become very big. Lakhs of rupees people are spending to get the right kind of mattress. In our young days, we only remember those woolen stuffed
yeah,
mattresses, which you used to get it from the shop, and we used to customize it like you want thick or thin or however it is. But these days, everything has changed. So, can you put some light on the sleeping posture or the guidelines on sleeping where you
sure.
can really have less problems? Yeah, sure.
Thank you. It's a very valid question because sleeping is a extended activity, and wrong sleeping can give pain getting up in the morning. So that's an indication that my sleeping habits are not right. So I will ask for the slides, please, because then I can explain it a little better. Oh, it has moved ahead. 1 minute. There. So I'm sure we can identify, if not ourselves, maybe somebody in the family, sleeping somewhere or the other in this picture. So many postures of sleeping, as you can see. But the basic principle is the same. Head, neck, spine in one line. Samam Kaya Shirogriva. So now, since pillows, let's come to the pillows and mattresses. Now, if somebody is taking too high a pillow and sleeping, see how the head, neck, spine are not in line. Or if the pillow is too low, then the head is sinking inside. And the curvature of the spine has got distorted in the wrong direction. So the height of the pillow is dependent on the individual's body architecture. One cannot say that a pillow which is good for X is also good for Y. It depends upon the neck length, the neck size, the muscles, the age, the shoulder, what you call it, the width of the shoulders, everything matters. And then one decides the takia based on the alignment that we want the head, neck, spine in one line. This becomes important because we see this very commonly in practice. The moment somebody has neck pain, the first thing they'll do, they will remove the takia. They think takia or the pillow is the culprit, and they start sleeping without it. And the fact is, if they are sleeping without it and the head is falling down in the night, whether on the side or at the back, it will never relieve the pain. So we decide the height of the pillow based on the individual's own body, right? Neither two. Now look here, how there is no cushion, no takia, and the head is falling down. Neither too big nor too small. Then coming to the use of, let us say, pillows or bolster. Now this picture shows you a bolster. We call it a load in Hindi or a tool in Sindhi. This is a bolster, right? This can be beautifully used to relax the back. So if somebody is used to sleeping flat on the back, right, and gets spasm or tightness in the back when they get up in the morning, this bolster or the load can be kept under the knees. You can see both the legs are on top of the bolster and the feet are resting on the bed. And what does this do? This reduces that overarching of the back and makes the back neutral in the night. And the aches and pains can be beautifully managed with this position. Even people who perform yogasanas and they're in shavasana, many times we recommend them that you can keep a bolster under your knees and feel your back finding more ease and more comfort. Now, if somebody is a side sleeper, right? We want the hip to be on the hip. It's like alignment, hip on hip, knee on knee, right? Now, if somebody has, excuse me, please. If somebody has broad hips, you can see here, it's a great idea to keep a pillow or a cushion between the two knees so that the thighs get parallel to the bed. But there's a better option, which I'm showing you in the next slide. There it goes. Now you can see this lady lying on the side. She's lying on the side. So the bolster, the load, is supporting the top leg, which is bent. And the lower leg is on the bed, slightly bent. It can be even more bent. Only the top leg is on top of the bolster. It's a great pain relief and support to the back. And, the person remains very comfortable whole night. So we can use these techniques to find back alignment, especially when we are in pain. Right? And then one of the worst positions to sleep on, which triggers problems, is lying on the belly. Lying on the belly. So if somebody is sleeping on the belly, see what are the wrong things that happen? The back is getting over dipped. It becomes over, over concave because of the dip. And two, when we sleep on the belly, obviously we'll be turning the head to one side and sleeping. We can't be sleeping with pressure on the nose, right? So the head remains turned to one side whole night. And then there's an imbalance between the muscles of the two sides of the neck. And this can also give rise to a spasm or tightness in the neck when they get up. So Belly sleeping should be avoided. One can sleep flat or on the side and maintain the head neck spine alignment, all three, with the help of fish cushions, pillows, and definitely awareness. So I hope this will help us improve our 6 to 7 hours of sleeping posture. Thank you for this lovely question.
Thank you very much. So my next question is also very interesting. Actually, there are a lot of people, like at least 1 out of 10 people whom I meet, they always complain about the lower back pain. Maybe it happens due to all this, the wrong ways we use while sitting or sleeping. So there is, these days they are talk about L1, L2
Yeah.
issue, and they say suppose someone is already suffering from that kind of a position or that kind of a thing. What exactly I think they should tweak a little bit. So can you throw some light with people
Sure.
with lower back pain, what they should do?
I'm glad you got this question out because this technique, which I'm going to share now, I would call it a Ramban technique to do away with low backache in today's time. It's a Ramban technique which is not really shared very often. Still, our so called techniques of therapy are adopting old protocols which were made for a farming body. We are all sedentary people on chairs. So the understanding is slightly to be taken more seriously, and we have again helped so many people overcome back surgeries. Now, this is the common problem of today. The lower backs are overarched, not just in the obese, but even in thin people. You can see, even thin people have it. And many times it may not be visible, but it is there at that point you just mentioned, L4-5, L5S1. That point is overarched, which can only be visible on an X ray or on an MRI. So this overarching is becoming a problem, and you can see how it is on the side. Now, when the back is overarched, it's also called as sway back, and medically we call it lordosis, increased lordosis of the lower back. All right. So when the curvature is more, see what's happening at the peak of the curvature, the discs are getting pinched. Like when you pinch someone, chutki katte na, the disc is getting pinched. And obviously, the nerves which are in the neighborhood are getting affected too, and the pain is intense. So, will overarching of the back help is a question. No, we are not supposed to overarch the back. And what we are going to learn now is a mantra. I call it an important mantra. It's so important, I can't tell you. And the mantra is belly in, tail down, पेट अंदर, पूंछ नीचे. Now, we don't have a tail, obviously. How to do it? I'm going to show it to you. You can see in this picture, and hold on. There you are. So now, this first slide shows how our backs are nowadays. Huh? So this area, I'll stand up and show this area of the body, the hip area. It is like a wash basin. Nature has given a wash basin there, which is called as pelvis. Okay. So now what is happening? The wash basin is tilting forward. It is tipping forward because of weaknesses of muscles. And the discs are getting pinched inside. So we just need to make this wash basin horizontal. And to do that, we have to take the belly in and pull the tail down. And I'm going to show it to you right now. That is the reason I wore a salwar kurta today. Hold on. Can I come on the screen, please, without the slide? Because it is so important, I have to demo it. Give me a second. Okay, let me show it here. So now, yeah, this is my side profile, right? Now, when I'm wrong, it is like this. Unfortunately, I don't have an overarching of the back. So what is wrong? My belly is down and my hips are lifted up. And when I correct it, I sort of pull the belly up and bring my tail down. This is correction. So, wrong, right. My hands are not doing it. I'm just using my hands to make it visible to you. It's internal, it's muscular. Wrong, right. Now, you won't be able to understand. Therefore, wrong, right. So what's happening? Belly in, tail down. So it immediately sort of decompresses or opens out the disc space, which is getting pinched because of the wrong posture. Friends, this does wonders. And I'll tell you a very nice way to remember it. I'm sure we all have seen the movie Dabang, right? There was a dance step in it, Dabang step. So just do the Dabang step. That's it. It's a Dabang step. And we need to maintain it, not very tight, but uh, moderate intensity maintenance, because that is how the body of our ancestors was. They did not need these reminders that do belly in, tail down. They did not, because it was already there. It was already there. We have lost it. We have forgotten it. So we need the reminders. And trust me, friends, it's not difficult. You do it for a few days, see how your pain goes. And then when you will not do it, no, you will feel that, oh, I'm missing something good. Because then the right habit gets incorporated. So can I get the slide, please, to show it once again? Thank you. Thank you so much. So the mantra is belly in, tail down. And in case somebody cannot do it, cannot get it, because we are on the screen finally, at least taking the belly button in by half inch. We can do it right now sitting on the chair. Our belly buttons are on a Sunday mode, holiday. Let's just pull the belly in by half inch. Half inch, that's it. This is how our ancestors were. They never had pot bellies because there was a tone in the belly. And even today, if we do it, we actually increase our metabolism because the digestive system is behind the belly button. I'm sure we know about the Nabhi chakra, the solar plexus, the hara, the dantian. It's all here. So by pulling the navel in by half inch, we help the back, and we also enhance our digestive capacity, and we also increase our own metabolism. And another application of this is the third point, hip tone. My dear friends, this is like taking a painkiller. If somebody is having a backache, just internally contract your hips. Isko yoga mein we call it mool bandha. Apply mool bandha. Hold it for 10 seconds and release it. You can do it now itself. Just clench your hips a bit. Internally, nothing is visible. You will actually feel taller, by the way. Hold it for a count of 10 seconds and relax. It's a great exercise sitting on the chair, because chair sitting has given us a lot of problems, backaches also. So baithe on the chair when we are working for 8 hours, 10 hours, we can do this hip squeezes spaced out throughout the day. You feel pain, try it and see. It works as a painkiller. So these are applications of the same technique, bringing back the lost tone in our muscles of the hip and lower back. So I'm sure either of the three, we will take it as a message and apply it in our life and find good health.
Excellent, excellent. The way you demonstrated it was really very easy to understand for everyone, and we will of course practice it for sure.
Yeah.
My next question is, there is a lot of, like I said, there is a issue with the sleeping postures and all, but the major problem is people are facing is the knee pain. So what I assume, or maybe many people assume, is because of the body being overweight, it puts pressure on the knees. And knee replacement surgery is today so common that everyone in their mid 60s or late 60s are talking about knee replacement. So when this problem is detected of knee pain, uh, doctors advise to reduce weight because it will put less pressure on the knees. But still, when people they walk, they complain a lot about knee pain. So people with such condition, overweight and having knee issues, what they should be doing about it? If you can please throw some light.
Definitely. It's very true that if somebody is overweight, they're asked to lose weight. And they can't do too much exercise because the knees are so sensitive. So they start walking. And even walking can give pain. So one gets confused. Is the walking actually helping me? Or is it further damaging my knees? Huh? So for such, what should I say, situations or even otherwise, there's a very simple practice we can do and get benefit. And can you believe what it could be? It is reverse walking. Ulta chalna.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. It's marvelous. It's marvelous, See, I wish I could demo it to you, but when we walk forward, like Dada rightly said, we land on the toe,
Yeah.
heel, toe, heel, toe. When you do reverse walking, please try it at home. It's a toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Naturally, it happens. So
Right.
when we do this reverse walking, we have corrected the wrong dynamics of the muscles, which have become habitual to us.
Right.
So at home, obviously not in a open space where there's a lot of traffic, we'll not do that. So suppose it's my home, maybe I can show it to you here. I can even keep my hand on the wall in case I feel I'm going to lose balance. And I walk
Mm-hmm.
back over. I turn and walk back over.
Okay.
Speed doesn't matter. You will realize that it's beautiful for the knees. And you know what? When it comes to the weight, in reverse walking, we burn 10 times more calories than forward walking. What more we
Oh,
want? Oh yeah. So we are
Interesting.
getting we are getting benefit to our knees, the muscles of the legs. Trust me, people say, oh, when I do reverse walking, my knees don't hurt because the muscles are made to work correctly, right? To weight loss. If somebody does 10, 15 minutes of reverse walking in the morning, 10, 15 minutes in the evening, array, they will sweat.
oh,
Sweat. Yeah. It's so important. And plus, it is doing good to the knee joint. So I recommend reverse walking to all my patients who come to me for. And by the way, it also helps the back. It also helps the neck. See, for example, when I'm walking forward, I could be stooping. But when I walk
yeah,
reverse, my entire posture gets corrected from head
yes,
to heel completely. And the mind becomes alert. The brain becomes alert. It's found to do good to the heart also. There are lots of studies also done on it. It's called, in scientific terminology, retrograde walking. So,
okay,
reverse walking, safe. Only thing, please don't do it outside in unsafe walking zones. Do it at your house. Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. You have to be so careful. Somebody should be behind you in case people, senior citizen can fall back, right?
That's why Dada, we keep the hand on the wall and do it. Nothing. And they
That's
know
a
their
good
own
idea.
house. They know their own house.
That's a good idea then.
Yeah, so don't do without that, especially when the fear of balance and all that is there. And
Great.
there's another way out. Okay, one can go reverse walking one way, come seedha. Then again reverse and come straight so that you're not turning. That way
So would
also
you
one can
say
ensure.
10 minutes is okay or 5 minutes is okay?
Yeah, Dada, start with 5 minutes is good enough. Then slowly we build it up.
So
And we
it'll
don't
help.
drag the feet. It's a lift and land. So toe, heel, toe, heel. It's not dragging the foot, right? It's walking, lifting and landing. It's very nice. You try it and see. When the COVID time was there, we were all locked down in
Tomorrow,
our homes.
I think tomorrow all the senior citizens will start walking behind with the wall.
It's a
Good
very
idea.
popular technique amongst Chinese, by the way. Very
Is it?
popular technique. Oh, yes. There are some retro clubs in China who go
oh,
uphill. Ulta. They go up the hill.
Reverse.
Please don't do that. Huh? आप लोग मत
In
करना.
reverse.
In reverse. Yeah. We call them retro
Oh,
clubs. Yeah.
okay, interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
that's
seen.
not.
I go for my morning walk regularly. So I have seen people in the garden. They walk reverse. So some of them. So I was always thinking, why do they do that? And today
They
I
must
got
have
the
read my
answer.
book. They must
Yeah,
have read my book too.
actually. And they were and surprisingly they walk on the inclining part. So there are small portions in the garden which are like up the hill. So when they walk
Careful.
reverse, they
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
one should be
they do
careful
that.
with
They
it.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
One should not do it with overconfidence. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's great. It's a great insight. So
Thank you.
one more thing, how is the breath when we breathe in and out related to our posture? Is there some connection between breath and posture? If you can tell something about it.
Definitely, definitely. Breath is another topic of my passion, and I can talk hours and hours on it. But let me cut it short. Uh, okay, let's do one small experiment right now. Okay, we are going to all do it. First, listen to me, huh? We'll do it with closed eyes. We'll
Yeah.
observe our breaths. We are observing with closed eyes, and then when I ask you that, pull your belly in by half an inch. We do
Okay.
that and see if it changes the breathing or it affects the breathing. Right?
Okay.
So let's
Sure.
all sit straight. Number one. We are not going to sit with our backs resting on the chair.
Yeah.
So we come forward.
Yeah.
We all close our eyes. Bring the head, neck, spine in one line. Yeah. Now, just observe your breathing. You're not going to make it deep or slow, nothing. Simply observe your breaths with closed eyes. See how the depth of your breath is now. Let's pull our belly button in by just half inch and let that belly button be there and see if it affects the breathing. Okay. Relax your belly button and see it changes the breath again. Let's pull the belly button in by half an inch once again. Does it alter the breaths? So I'm sure there'll be
I
some
feel
or the
heavy.
other change. Yeah.
I
So I
feel
wish you
heavy
could.
when the belly button is inside. The
Maybe you're
breath
taking
becomes
it too much inside, Dada. It should not be taken too much. I said just half inch, not too much. It's like bringing back tone. We don't want it to be tight. We want it to have tone. You will notice that you breathe better. By just pulling the belly button in by half inch, your breaths improve. You
yeah,
relax the belly button, your breaths become shallow again.
becomes a little smoother then.
Absolutely. So can you imagine? Such a small thing. Then two, this head technique. Let's all jet the head forward. And then when we take it back, see what it does to your breathing. So eyes are closed once again, and our chins are jutting out forward. Let's observe the breath. Now, let's slightly pull the chin in the way I showed you how a pigeon does. Pull it in and let your head be there and see how it affects your breathing. Let the chin come forward once again and see how it affects the breathing. I'm sure you'll appreciate that when your head, neck, spine were in one line, you were breathing much better. Much better.
Yes.
So there is power
More
in blood.
attentive. It was more attentive. Yeah.
Absolutely. So just imagine whole day we are sitting with our heads forward. We are actually cutting off the breaths. We are cutting off the oxygen to our brain and then we get tired. We say, oh, I'm tired. But the fact is, the oxygen, the prana, the life energy is not reaching the desired places. So posture and breath are very intimately associated. And one tip or one thing we can do as a practice is belly breathing. It is one of the easiest thing to do. It's like charging up our own batteries. So right now, like when you're sitting, you can start by keeping your hands on the belly. Okay. And now we breathe out. Out means bahar. And we allow the belly to get pulled inside. You know, the way we do when we want to look slim. And then when we inhale, we allow the belly to relax and come out. Naturally, we're not pushing it up. Again, we breathe out and pull the belly button in. We breathe in and allow the belly to relax.
Okay.
This is simple belly breathing and it's so deep, so profound. I think we have lost that connection with nature. When we were born as babies, we were all belly breathers, all of us. You look at a baby, they use the belly breathing. But as adults, we forget. You look at animals, if you have a pet with you, a dog, a cat, a rabbit, even birds, they are all belly breathers. And when we do belly breathing,
That's true.
we also have a great intuitive power, honestly. So simple things can be, and this belly breathing will keep the muscles of the belly strong and support the spine like a belt of muscle so that one doesn't have to wear a baharka belt. It's so simple.
Right.
We tone the muscles around the spine and the waist. So they're very deeply connected, very deeply connected.
So I have an example to discuss. I'm a little confused, not confused, but I want clarity.
Sure.
So normally when we blow the air in the balloon,
Huh.
the balloon expands, right? But
Correct.
you are saying that when we release the breath, you should take the belly in, right? This is what you're saying.
See, okay, let me make you give you a
Yeah.
simple example. Suppose it's your birthday today, Vishalji, and you have
Right.
to blow a candle. You have to really blow
Right.
a candle which is far away. It's going to be, you do it and
Yeah.
see what happens to your belly. Ab blow kariye,
Yeah.
kariye na.
It goes in.
Your belly
Yeah, it
goes
goes
in.
in.
So
Yes.
this is natural.
Understood.
So
Understood.
when we are breathing out, It's not about the chest, it's about the belly. Belly comes in. And obviously, when we are inhaling, we are taking the air in. The
Right.
chest should expand. So, in fact,
Ah,
this is a very easy way to even correct people doing wrong Kapalbhatis. They are doing
yes.
Kapalbhati all wrong. Instead of the belly going in, their bellies are coming out as they are breathing out.
Right.
And
Right.
this
Right.
gives hypertension. This gives migraine
True.
and headaches.
True.
So we tell them, do your Kapalbhati through the mouth.
Right. Hmm.
Vishal,
Start with the mouth
Yeah.
and then move it on to the nose. So that the
episode
technique is not.
13, you should watch because I had given a talk on prana and breath. So I've dealt with this. You can read that. I mean, see
Right.
that
Definitely.
show.
Definitely.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's similar to what doctor is speaking.
Right, very
Anyway,
nice. No, this was very insightful, and we are all doing wrong things for sure. Because while breathing, mostly people expand their bellies, so that
Yeah.
that has to be done totally in the reverse way. So we came to know today.
Right.
that's the
Right.
whole problem. Like, the whole mankind is doing reverse breathing.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
that's why
Correct,
they're going
correct.
into the reverse cycle
Yeah.
of mind also.
True,
Can,
true, true.
yeah. Can I get
Okay,
the slide,
so
please? Just a couple of them to sort of recap the whole thing. It will be good for everyone.
yeah,
Thank you. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Another point for low backaches. We do all these exercises in yoga. We overarch the back when we do the Bhujangasana. We are eligible to do it only if we have six-pack abs, which we don't
Okay.
have. Because if we do it with a sagging belly, our bellies are sagging. You look here, no tone. We are going to press the discs here. This lady has a good tone in the belly. She can do this because she will not be compressing the discs here. So, what should be done if I have a sagging belly and backache? We keep the belly on the floor and lift only so much that the belly doesn't leave the ground. Then we are safe. Otherwise, the same practice can become harmful. All right, friends. So, forward bending also, I think, is very important. Should I touch upon this, Dada and Vishal? Should I do that quickly?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Thank you. So when we forward bend, we have an issue, and on the back we are told not to forward bend. But I think if I find a 2,000 rupee on the ground, I'm going to bend it to pick it down. So how should I bend, right? So we avoid this over bulging of the back while bending, right? What do? We simply bend the knees. Yeah, this is my old lady who cleans my house. See what a beautiful back they have. When they bend, it is flat. How many of us can bend like her? We bend like this. No wonder we get aches and pains. So, what do we do to compensate for this error that has happened? We bend our knees and then bend down to pick up the 2000 ka note and come up. So, our backs are going to be absolutely safe. Huh? Of course, 2000 notes have no value now. Okay, so reverse walking we just discussed. Please, friends, do try. We discussed this belly breathing, abdominal breathing. It's very important to improve the core support, digestion, and works beautifully on the mind too. So, recapping some of the mantras, it's not what we do, but how we do that matters. So, how we do is more important than what we do. So, starting from bottom up, parallel feet, unlock knees, belly in tail down, and the head glide. Just these four principles, if we can apply in our day to day activities, I'm absolutely sure that we'll be in a better position of health and can definitely have a more pain free living. And if you want to know more, there are many, many other things. This is my book. I wish I could say that, well, I can give it to you right now, but it's not possible. It's there on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. And surely people who are interested, they can go for it. So I
Yes.
think this is what is from my side. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity to share.
Vishal,
Yeah.
are you there? I've got
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
brilliant idea now.
Yeah.
Instead of having a fashion show, we should have a
Yeah.
posture show. Because
Actually.
whatever has been said today, perhaps not everybody may be able to absorb it, right? Because it's
Yeah.
sometimes technical. But I'm just teasing my mind if I can choreograph a show of postures with music. and
Wow.
Yeah.
it might create a lot of sensation by how to
Right.
walk
Right.
properly, toe
Correct.
first, how to walk with heels, and how the men should walk, what kind of shoes they wear, all those,
Right.
if can
That will
be
be fun.
added together, we can have a
Good idea.
sensational show, and it'll become a hit, all over the world.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
people,
Very
Super
good
idea.
idea.
Super idea. Super.
super idea, right? So think
Absolutely.
about it. Maybe we can do it. I think it's
Yes.
a brilliant idea I've got.
Yeah. Very good.
Subject
Very
to
nice.
your approval, of course. So
Yes.
I'm going to end it with two takes on my side. What do you do with people with flat foot? I've seen flat foot people don't like to dance, and then they have a tendency to put on weight also. So, do you have any advice for people who are
Of
flat?
course. Yeah, yeah. See, of course, there are special shoes and all made which sort of lift the arch up. But that is like an external pressure to make it happen. The moment that is removed, the muscles collapse back again into wrong position. So we need to teach the people right exercises for the muscles of the feet that lift the arch up, right? One of them is toe walking, the other. Simple. Walking on the toes. It helps to build the arch. It makes the muscles of our feet stronger because if the muscles are strong, they will pull the arch up. The toe walking, reverse walking. It's very beneficial for flat feet. Very beneficial. Two of the things we've already discussed. Apart from that, suppose this is my foot which is flat. We tell them an exercise to use the toes like this, as if they are trying to lift pieces of paper from the ground with the toes. So the foot is placed on the ground and they are doing this type of exercise with the
Right.
toes. Yeah. So even just these 3 4 things, if they apply, and of course awareness while walking, not thudding on the heels, and when they have a flat foot, the knees tend to knock in, the knees tend to come in. So when they stand, the weight of the body is more on the inner edge of the foot. So we teach them that take the weight more on the outer edge of the foot, balance it. Why is the weight coming only on the inner edge? Because that is going to worsen the flat foot and the knee. So we teach them how to stand correctly, dividing the weight on the outer edge along with the inner edge. It helps.
Okay. So, but when they advise to walk, is it barefoot or with shoes on
Barefoot is anytime better. Anytime.
for
There was
practice?
no problem
For
of fat.
practice
You
session.
will never see a farmer having a flat foot. Why? Because they walk barefoot on the ground. And to prevent themselves from the uneven surface and all, they use the muscles of their feet to guard the feet. So the muscles of the feet are stronger. And we have 32 muscles in our feet. Can you believe it? 32.
Oh.
How beautifully the body is designed so that the entire weight of the body is taken up so beautifully. So walking barefoot is definitely better than walking on carpets and comfortable shoes when somebody has a flat foot.
But then,
Definitely.
if it's in a cold climate, then how do you solve that problem? Suppose you're at home.
Yeah, true.
We will not like to go barefooted. Either we
Yeah,
wear
you can wear
socks
socks
or
and do it.
slippers.
Wear socks and do it. Or
Socks
do the
and
other
slippers.
exercises like toe walking,
But
reverse
somebody was
walking.
saying that wearing socks and sleeping is not good. I
Yeah,
don't know if you've heard of that.
yeah,
You must sleep barefoot, not without
yeah.
any.
Yeah. In
Uh,
fact, many people keep the feet outside their mattresses also, the
yeah,
top mattress. And again, this is a Chinese culture, I've heard.
yeah,
Basically, it's about the distribution of prana. See, we have
correct,
lot of nadis and lot of acupressure points in the feet and hands. Lot of energy points. So
correct.
when we keep it open, we draw in more prana
More
from our
energy back. Yeah,
more energy. Yeah,
that's why they say it's not good to wear any
yeah,
socks and sleep.
absolutely.
My second take is that you are mentioning that you should not lie down on the stomach because then either your neck is bent right or left, right? Now, what I've seen that people having massage always sleep on their stomach and the masseur rubs your back, but your neck is always either left or right.
Yeah,
So in that
true.
case, this is bad because
Dada,
the neck
nowadays the massage tables
should
have a
have
hole.
Yeah, exactly. But not everybody has got a massage bed in their homes, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
so it is important that the face should go into the
Yeah.
uh, what you call hole or whatever.
Right, right.
So
But
the
honestly, even if otherwise they are sitting with the face turned to one side, the massage, that stroke will be for few minutes. So
it's
five,
good
ten
or not?
minutes is no, it's good for the upper back, that massage which they give to the upper back, but
Yeah.
definitely pressure on the lower back, this area could be too
Okay.
much, especially if the back is sensitive. So the upper back feels really good. So nowadays, these massage people are also taught how to edit and how to adapt the massage based on the requirement of their client. It's a
But do
therapy
you
in
think
itself.
that it is better to have with the face sunk in the hole
Yeah.
instead of putting left
Yes.
or right?
Yes. Definitely. Sunk
What
in the
kind
hole.
of problems they could have if their neck is not in the hole but left or right? What kind of
The one. See, when you're turning the head to one side all the time, just imagine you're standing like this.
Hmm.
Definitely, one side the muscle is being stretched, one side the muscle is contracting. So when you bring it back, there's an imbalance between the two sides and it can manifest as spasm or pain. But 5-10 minutes of turning the head when lying on the belly for a massage is okay.
is
But
okay?
sleeping is 6 hours. Sleeping
Yeah,
is 6-7 hours.
correct.
That's a big time.
I think the show has gone so beautifully and so fast that we have crossed our time limit.
Really, I
Yeah.
hope people
More
think
than
it's bored
17
and
minutes,
overwhelmed.
and we have not even felt it. It has been such an interesting show as far as I'm concerned. Vishal, what do you think? It has been a
Yes, very, very insightful. And small things we did not know, but the way you explained your energy, your enthusiasm towards the show, and the way you explained it was very, very nice. A lot of
Thank you so
energy
much.
you put in, and the
Thank
positivity
you.
you put in the show was excellent. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
perhaps, Dr. Renu, we can have a show some other time on autoimmune disease because I would like,
Yes,
and we would like to talk about vitamin D and its
definitely.
importance and how to take precautionary measures for autoimmune
Sure.
disease.
Definitely. And even
Now,
otherwise, vitamin D is very important, Dada, with the
thank you.
COVID times that we've gone
Thank
through.
you
Yeah.
very much for your time and for
Thank you.
this exposition. And thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And Vishal, I would like to
Yeah,
request you to end the show with a
sure,
prayer and
sure.
say everybody
As we
Jai
always
Jhulelal.
do.
And
Yes.
just I want to remind all the viewers that next on the 12th we are going to have the Principal Commissioner of Income Tax coming to us, and he's going to discuss all about investment immigration policies for NRIs and the difficulties that we all are facing when we come to India, including some legal jargon and related to income tax, and the number of days that we should be able to stay as NRIs, and what conditions are there for us to stay in a stipulated period. So this is going to be a very interesting show. And after that, we can invite Dr. Renu for the autoimmune disease. Correct?
Perfect. Yes, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, so let us pray
Great.
then.
Great.
And for
Yeah,
good
sure.
health for everyone and all of viewers.
Sure. So yeah, these days we are all stormed of Bhagwan Ram, and the nation is going through a different energy level. So I will just topmost bhakt of Lord Rama is Hanuman, and Hanuman Chalisa I follow a lot. So I'll just recite a verse, the part of Hanuman Chalisa. So today we are talking about getting well and immunity and all. So I'll recite this verse. नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जुलावे. Thank you. So may Lord
Thank you.
Hanuman bless everyone and for wish all of you a good health, wealth, and happiness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you very much.
James,
Thank you for
Vishal,
Thank you
Hari
so
Om.
much.
See
thank
you
Thank
you.
you.
again
Hari.
next week.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you so
Hari.
much.
Bye.